Welcome to Fort Bosch. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You're now with me, Mozaq Yuqhirro as one of the participants in the MGMP English vlog competition. Now, today I am in Fort Bosch. Now, hello everyone. As you can see, I am in front of the Fort Bosch entrance. Now, let me tell you some facts first. Fort Bosch is built in 1839 to 1845. And as you can see, this is a mound of dirt. This is the literal mound that Fort Bosch is built on. As you can see, the locals call it Benteng Pendem. Benteng Pendem because this fort is built 11 meters below ground. This is the original ground that was digged up by the Dutch colonizers. Now come here. As you can see, there are some remnants of the historic past of the Dutch. They used red bricks to build this fort. Now, I want to give you one more fact. That building over there, as you can see, that is a bell. Now, what is the bell used by the Dutch? The bell is used to calculate the time accordingly so they can manage their activities inside this fort. Military activities and family reunions. Now, that might sound weird, but it is not uncommon to find children and wives of Dutch soldiers living here. Because in this Fort Bosch, it is mostly consists of Dutch, but also besides Dutch, there is Ambonese people, Madura, and also Java. So this is not special for only one Dutch, but also for some Dutch sympathizers. Now guys, let me tell you the history about this fort. Fort Bosch. What does the word Fort Bosch come? Now come here, let me show you. It comes from this guy, Johannes Graaf Bosch. Johannes was a guy, but not a normal guy. He was a commander of the Dutch Indies who were obligated to work in Ngawi. But why? Why was he obligated to work in this place? And what connection does he have to this specific fort? Well, remember that I said in front of the entrance gate. In 1839, they built this fort for strategic purposes because Fort Bosch was put along two main rivers, the Madiun River and the Bengawan Solo River. Now, they said that these two rivers is very strategic because it holds the most economical way of Ngawi. So I guess I will come back again. In 1825, Dutch invaded Ngawi. In 1839, Johannes Bosch made this fort. Now, after he made this fort, he implemented tanam paksa, or in the Dutch language, kulturstelsel. Now, what is tanam paksa and what is kulturstelsel? Those two are literally the same things. So the locals around this fort are forced to plant a specific plant. Maybe in the back when the Java War was still a thing, I think they planted maybe like tea, cotton, and rice fields there. Because and spices, yeah, also spices, because of course this was placed between two rivers, main rivers, Bengawan Solo and Madiun. So they did spice trade. Maybe we can talk more about the architectural style of this building. I like this style of building because this reminds me of the old classic European style. Now look at this. Where do you find this in Indonesia? Yeah, this is literally a pillar. This pillar is, like I said, is 100 years old. It's from 1845. Now imagine the 1845 and this wall is still standing. That maybe we can go there after this. And this wall, yeah, of course this has been revitalized, and yeah, maybe we can go to there. Come on. Now, before we go to that place, I want to see what is this. Now, oh yeah, come. Now, fun fact about this building. It has a structure where they use curved bricks. Now, it's not like modern days where we use iron structure and maybe like cakar ayam, or inside of this structure it has to be like a specific metal rod. Now, back in the days, the Dutch literally used red bricks and curved it like this to support the second floor. Now come here. This is the building of Rumah Dinas Komandan. This is the office of the commander. Yeah, so this is where Johannes van den Bosch will do his quote-unquote work. Yeah, but let's talk more about this structure. The structure, I can't say more or less about this because it is so exotic. You can't see this anywhere in this time because, wow, just look at this. This is literally curved bricks. How did they make curved bricks back in the Dutch Indies? Yeah, the Dutch, I have to give it to them. They're literally so beyond their age. It's in the 1830s. Imagine in the 1800s they have this type of technology. It is revolutionary. So yeah, basically all of this part of the structure of Fort van den Bosch is built like this, exactly like this, with these long and big pillars, which also use red bricks and sand. Oh, come. Actually, you can see it from here. Look at that. Wow, you can see the clock tower from here. It's majestic. Yeah, I can't describe it more. I like European style building. It's so exotic and neoclassical. So yeah, this reminds me of other forts in Europe. Yeah, I forgot their name, but I think there's some in Den Haag. It also has this type of style. And I think these windows are also in European style. Maybe you can find this back in the days in Indonesia, but I haven't seen this type of windows before around Indonesia. So yeah, it's unique. And what is this? These, I don't know what this is, but as I can see, maybe this is a seat. Yeah, maybe you can sit on this. Yeah, and look at that. I think this is an old sewage pipe or water pipe. Yeah, the Dutch was known for making water pipes around Indonesia. It is, yeah, this is definitely old. It's all rusted around this. Hey, it's all rusted. Those chandeliers, I think those are neoclassical, and those pillars, look, it's curved. So I have proof this is curved. Yeah, they use curved types of structures. Oh, I can't describe it more than that because this is absurd for me, because it's so revolutionary. You know, I myself love these types of structures. I do a lot of research about this type of structures, and yeah, these types of structures are how do you call it, quote unquote dangerous, because, well, if there's too much weight on them, they might crumble. Yeah, they might crumble, but somehow these already stand 100 years old and they're still strong. Yeah, forget about the revitalization of this place. Before it was revitalized, this was already here. Now follow me to this part of the fort. This is the part of the old fort, as you can see. That is the old building, and I don't know what this is. I think it's a sewage pipe. Yeah, I think this is water pipe. Yeah, this is water system. Oh yeah, this is the water system. All right. Okay, so this is the water system, and you can see that is the old fort, and it has layers. Oh yeah, let me tell you more about this fort. This fort has barracks. To be precise, there's 4 barracks located in this fort. I think 2 is in the lower ground, and second one is the upper ground. You see that bridge over there? It used to be old in the 1800s. It was said that the barracks are used as a countermeasure when the enemies shoot at this fort. Now, when the fort is getting attacked, the cavalry, the soldiers will literally come out of the barracks and shoot the enemies with cannons from the 2nd floor and the 1st floor. So literally this was an unbreakable fort. It was literally all sides, like I said, all sides was covered in cannons. 60 cannons, 30 for the lower ground, 30 for the upper ground. Now imagine 60 cannons shooting at you. Yeah, that's why Fort van den Bosch is oh, yeah, you hear the bell. You heard that bell over there. Yeah, that bell is iconic. So I will continue. Now imagine 60 cannons firing at you, and yeah, this fort is known to be unbreakable to the locals. They said benteng pendem, very strategic. It was placed in between two main rivers in East Java, and it was a strategic place to do spice trades, of course. Now you can see the bricks that we're standing on. These bricks are old. You can see this. These are old, very old. Now, if you want to go here, I definitely recommend you to come to this part, because this part has literally almost all of the old counterparts of this fort. Mostly of the floor, but it's all right. You can touch this. You can touch the floor and feel that it's old. It's literally smooth. Yeah, I know, because bricks aren't usually this smooth. It's usually like very rough. But now, yeah, it's so smooth. The Japanese, now remember, the Dutch left this place in 1905 because they considered this place to be not worth it anymore. Now, in 1943, the Japanese came and colonized Ngawi. And of course, they colonized Ngawi and grabbed this fort. Now, they changed this fort into a prison. In 1943 to 1st of February 1944, this fort was changed into a jail cell. Literally a huge jail where it housed 1,580 prisoners of war. Quote unquote, yeah, quote unquote. It wasn't known to be exact if the prisoners were prisoners of war or they were convicted by the Japanese unlawfully. But yeah, in 1943 and 1944, it was used as a jail cell. And after that, after the Japanese went off of Ngawi, run away of Ngawi, they left this place and it was given to the National Forces of Indonesia, TNI. And yeah, it was also used for strategic military purposes when it was in Proclamation Day, Independence Day, for 17th of August 1945. Yeah, it was used by the TNI as a military operations place, and yeah, till this day it's still used as a quote-unquote military activities, but now it's mostly for tourism things. I will go around this field and I will go there. Yeah, I will go there. We will see what's there. And I think, yeah, this is a water system. Yeah, as you can see, that might be a well. That might be a well. And these rhythmic patterns, these squares, are probably the pipes that are going around the dirt over here, below ground, of course, below ground. Here it is. This is the grave of Kiai Haji Muhammad Nur Salim. He was one of the heroes who were in Ngawi. Now let me tell you a short backstory of Kiai Haji Muhammad Nur Salim. Locals said he was one of the followers of Prince Diponegoro. He was in Ngawi, of course he was oppressed by the Dutch, but there's something different about him, Kiai Haji Muhammad Nur Salim. He was invincible to the weapons of the Dutch. Now, he was captured in 1840. Not in 1843. Now, he was captured and he was beaten with a club, with a sword, shot in every part of his body. But miraculously, none of them did anything to his body. It was clean. There was no gunshot, there was no stab wounds. He was invincible. Now, the Dutch was crazy about this. The Dutch was thinking, how do we kill him? He is dangerous to us. He's literally immoral, they say. Now, he was then tied to a rope. and he was buried alive. Now imagine this. He was buried alive because he was invincible. The Dutch was literally scared of him. Now come here. Kiai Muhammad Nur Salim merupakan pengikut setia Pangeran Diponegoro. He was one of the faithful followers of Pangeran Diponegoro. Now, Pangeran Diponegoro was captured also. But before he was captured, he ordered Kiai Muhammad Nur Salim to lead the Ngawi people to attack the Dutch oppressors. Well, sadly, Prince Diponegoro got captured, but that doesn't mean the Ngawi people will stop fighting for their freedom. They started to fight even harder, even after Kiai Muhammad Nur Salim was buried alive. Now imagine that. Wow. Now, come. This is a memorable place, and this is a very historical place. We must pay our respects to Kiai Muhammad Nur Salim because he was one of the unknown heroes of Ngawi. Because as you can see that grave over there, that grave is only written in his name. There is no when he was born or when he died. Literally an unknown man. He was only known for his name and nothing more, nothing else. So yeah, this is basically one of the saddest story in this fort. And now let me give you a fact. After the Dutch buried him alive, the Dutch was also crazy about this because they were now thinking, we're working in this fort and there's literally a living man inside our feet. Now that is a metaphor because of course they buried him alive, and now the Dutch are thinking about this more deeper because they can't take their work seriously, and they also feel afraid that there is a dead man below their feet. What did the Dutch do about this? Well, in 1905, the Dutch colonizers decided to leave this fort forever. They decided that this fort doesn't mean anything to us anymore, so they just left. They just left this building alone. Now, let me give you one more fact about Muhammad Nur Salim. After he was buried, he didn't get any recognition from the Dutch, like batu nisan. Yeah, he didn't get any recognition in the form of a rock and with a name, but instead he was just given a mound of dirt. A mound of dirt was gathered up around his body and yeah, left like that. So he was just left alone in a mound of dirt. Wow, that was awesome. Fort Bosch is so interesting. It has a unique history, and I recommend you to come to Fort Bosch. If you like history, I highly recommend it. And if you don't even like history, I still recommend this place. You can literally learn a lot of history in Ngawi, just in Ngawi. Yeah, wow. And I think that's all for my vlog. I'm sorry if there's any mispronunciation in my vlog, and I hope you're all entertained by my vlog. And that's it for today. See you guys later. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.